Ugh, that painting is beautiful. Yeah. Trying to figure out if that's monochromatic or analogous color schemes. Yeah, definitely monochromatic. What's going on, friends? Logan Myers here for Cinephellas.com. Really excited to talk about a movie that was just dropped on Netflix by one of my favorite directors, Dan Gilroy. I'm talking about Velvet Buzzsaw. And Dan Gilroy, he put out the film Nightcrawler from 2014. This was my favorite film from 2014. I got snubbed at the Oscars. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal deserved an Oscar for his performance in that movie. Complete chameleon of an actor, him turning into Louis Bloom, the Nightcrawler, and he was just phenomenal. So it's really good to see Dan Gilroy and Jake Gyllenhaal, and also Rene, Russo, that was a Nightcrawler, all re-teaming up for this new film, Velvet Buzzsaw. And let's talk about it, shall we? So the setup of this film, it's down in Florida. It's the art scene. You have a lot of snobby, pretentious art dealers, artists, critics hanging out in this gallery and, just seeing that kind of lifestyle that they have in this world. We have Jake Gyllenhaal playing Morph Vanderwalt. He is an art critic, and he is really great in this movie, kind of coming off really pretentious and stuck up, and he really knows his shit when it comes to art. He goes to a gallery that's ran by Rene Russo, comes across this robot. It's a hobo, basically, and it's a take on where we are at in America these days, and a take on like superhero as well. We could see that, the superhero genre is really big. It's the biggest genre these days. So you can see who he is as a person early on in the film, being this critic, and everybody reads his reviews. So if he gives something a bad review, much like a movie critic, you're probably not going to check it out, not going to buy it. We have Rene Russo playing Redora Hayes. She's runs the gallery. She's been in the business a long time. She can either make or break your career. Her character's kind of evil. You'll see throughout the film, but it was cool seeing her and Jake Gyllenhaal working together in this film and seeing where she's at as well. She's very rich and has a lot of money. She knows her shit when it comes to art, and she'll take down anyone that gets in her way. We have Zawe, Ashton, who plays Josephina. She's probably one of the most pivotal parts of this movie that really has to do with all these other characters and what happens to them in the second and third act. And Josephina comes across an apartment. This old man in her apartment building's dead. He's like out in the hallway, and his apartment's open. So she goes in and sees just wall-to-wall art everywhere. This guy was a painter, beautiful pieces of art. She didn't know anything about it, and this guy's dead at this point, and she takes it upon herself to hey, maybe I can cash in on this, take these paintings, make some money. Vetral Deese is the name of the painter, and she takes a lot of these, and Rene Russo's character comes into play, strong-arming her to work with their gallery to sell these, and Josephina can make some money and really make an imprint in this business. Also with her friend Morph, played by Gyllenhaal, he's the critic. He sees these paintings and he's blown away by these. They're beautiful pieces and they can really do well. He wants to write a good review about them, and every person that comes across these paintings in this movie has some sort of effect on them. Really in this apartment sequence of finding these paintings, Josephina coming across this, it really sets up the supernatural aspect of this. With Dan Gilroy, writing and directing in this film, the directing was fantastic. I actually like the writing too. This movie was out there, and it's a movie that really makes you think. There's a lot of themes, a lot of messages that he puts in this movie that makes you think after watching it and trying to decipher everything that, Mr. Gilroy throws at you in this movie. This movie sets up a lot of fucking awesome kill scenes, a lot of gore. It's like straight Final Destination kills. I'm not really going to say what happens. There's one particular kill scene that really was awesome, it was over the top, and that was a sequence with a big sphere. It was in the gallery. And it's part of the beginning, and I'm not going to say what happens to the person, but it was just amazing. You think it's a piece of art in this gallery. The kids that show up there think it's a piece of art, but it's actually a dead body. So it was really awesome. There's really great kill scenes in this. And all the characters in the movie coming across these paintings, it doesn't end well for them. So in terms of horror, it's really fantastic, and I loved what they did with this and how Dan Gilroy directed these scenes. And that's really cool if you think about it too. With artists, they put everything into their pieces of art. their spirit. You know, they put everything in, you know, in terms of music or movie reviews or actual art, drawing, painting, things like that. You're putting so much into that piece of art, so many hours, so much hard work. And I think that's where we're going with this movie, with Dees and his spirit in these paintings and some sort of evil entity, with people coming across this and just trying to make a financial profit off of them and not actually looking at the art itself. I love the title Velvet Buzzsaw. It's an oxymoron. You think of like velvet, like pleasure, comfort, and then a buzzsaw is used to kill you, or it's a sharp device that it's going to cut off your limbs. So Velvet Buzzsaw has to do with Rene Russo's character, Redora. We find out throughout the film she has a Velvet Buzzsaw tattoo. So I love Dan Gilroy. It's great to see him doing some more work, another film. Like I said, Nightcrawler is my favorite movie in 2014. I'm not comparing the two films in any way because they're two completely opposite movies. This is a more horror take on the art world where, you know, Nightcrawler is more of a thriller. But I really had a great time with this movie. You know, it's very original. It's been getting a lot of hate online, you know, from the critics and people just not understanding it. But I think that's why I like it. It's an art film. It makes you think, and a lot of messages that you really have to pay close attention to. And this is a movie you probably have to watch more than once to understand everything that's thrown at you. And that's okay with me. I really loved all the performances in this movie. Jake Gyllenhaal, you know, Rene Russo's character playing Redora, Toni Collette playing Gretchen, you have John Malkovich, and really more important, Josephina's character from the beginning of the film, finding these paintings and seeing what happens with her character and the people around her when the paintings are implemented for all the wrong reasons. There's a lot of great shots in this movie. I mean, beautiful camera work. I like the music in this movie and just the overall sense and the feel of this movie. It's very original. I had a great time with it. Hopefully you guys had a chance to check it out over the weekend. I'm going to give Dan Gilroy's Velvet Buzzsaw a 4 out of 5 Buzzsaw hair pieces. So if you guys did check this out over the weekend, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myers signing out from the old Bloody Art Gallery. Until the next video review. Cheers!